Good evening, everybody, and welcome to our first Super Mario Bros. 3 Randomizer weekly race of 2021 here on Speed Gaming. Tonight, our four featured runners are DLP316, Macobra 52, Johnny Link, and Animus United. Hi, everyone. I'm LOZ Cards Fan 23, and joining me on the commentary tonight is Growlwolf. And tonight, this week, we are focusing on the Group 2 flags of the 2020 Randomizer tournament. Tell everybody what the Group 2 flags entail.
Group 2 is one of my absolute favorites. If you're a new player getting started on Randomizer, this one is a very prime example of a classic randomizer that's fun to play, easy to learn. Basically, what we've done is we've randomized all the levels, so you're not sure what you're going to get when you go into one. You don't know which world is coming next. And we're also going to allow the runners to break locks with their hammers.
Absolutely, and people in the chat predict what our first world is going to be, 1 through 7. You never know which world is going to show up first. I'm going to say World 5 will come up first. How about you, Growlwolf?
I got to go with a World 7. I think maybe a start to a reverse world order would be kind of cool. Plus, I love seeing 7 come up. Such a great world to start with.
Absolutely, it is the pipe maze, and you have to find your way into the island that is going to take you to the airship, where you have to defeat Ludwig von Koopa. We'll see if either of our predictions come to fruition or if anybody in chat nails the guess.
So a couple of the other things we're going to be looking for are the in-card game, which we usually turn off. It's one of those things that takes our runners a little bit more time, which is actually randomized. So in the original game, there's 8 different ways that you can do the in-card, but in this, we've actually randomized it, so there's a lot more ways to do it. Also, another thing we're going to be looking for is that item management to see how much do our runners grab and how much do they use.
Yeah, definitely. And we are starting with World 1, and nobody got it right, believe it or not. And we are starting things off with the Ice Fort 6F2. Looks like DLP and Johnny Link are pretty much side by side, but it is Macobra who actually is the first one to take down Boom Boom. And did Animus United just get hitboxed by that Boom Boom?
It was definitely too close to call. That is a really tough place to be. You try to time it as best you can, but sometimes you get ahead of yourself. You get a little bit hasty, and unfortunately, that is an improper outcome. You know, it's unfortunate, but it is what it is.
We have a divergence of path. DLP and Johnny Link are both at 6'10", and unfortunately, Johnny Link just became a meal for that boss bass. Macobra and Animus went to 1-1.
With this enemy set on 1-1, and nobody wants to play a level like this. All the flame chomps, the nippers that come with it, a little bit scary, but of course our runners are going to be just fine getting through this.
And this is a 3-fortress World 1, and our next stop is the Navy, where you could sail the 7 seas. Macobra making quick work out of that, and he still has his tail intact to take down the Boom Boom, no problem at all. DLP is small, so he's going to have to be careful. Takes him down, no problem. NFC United having just a little bit of trouble, but he shouldn't have any troubles taking down Boom Boom either. And there's Johnny Link right behind the rest of our feature runners. And, this is not a pleasant level. This is 6-5, but the good news is no boss bass.
6-5 is definitely a scary one for a lot of reasons. The water will slow you down. The enemies in the water can be a little bit randomized in terms of having bloopers or the big boss bat or the
6-5, not 6-6. This is 6-5.
Oh, I apologize. I had the wrong one, of course. So the only real threat here is whether or not you have a wing.
Right, exactly. You have to have a tail to get up to that area where you escape. So without a raccoon tail or a Tanuki suit tail, you have to build it up. But that is always going to be available for our runners. And next up, we have the Lava Fort or the Sky Fort. This is 5F2.
We had a question in chat as to what a Fred is. A Fred is in tribute to the creator of the randomizer. He was the one that actually developed and put the randomizer together for those of us who like to race and run it. And a Fred is a basically ode to him, where the level that is normally in the vanilla game shows up in the randomizer. So we nearly had one there with 1-1. It was in the 2 spot, so it was really, really close. But if ever a place where it was in the correct spot, we would call it a Fred.
And rare problems for Macobra 52. He is taking 2 deaths here in 5F2. Macobra, of course, the 2019 randomizer champion and the runner-up of last year's tournament. But it just goes to show anything can happen to any runner, and it is going to be DLP, and right behind him, Animus United, an end card game. DLP is going to play it, and we'll see if he fares any luck here. There's a mushroom, so he's going to pick up the match. Don't forget that the prizes on the board are not exactly what you are going to see, and we're going to find out that the mushroom is a leaf. Oh, and Animus getting taken down by the Sledgehammer Bros, but DLP takes him down no problem, and we pick up a star. Now here's Macobra's chance. Small, good job, and he's going to get a mushroom out of it. Animus United, no match. The board goes back, and we have the World 4 airship. But since it's World 1, we are trying to take down Larry Cheatsy Koopa.
So we talk about people being ahead or behind at this point, and anybody that is familiar with the randomizer will realize that that's only as good as the level that they are currently on. Until Big Bowser falls at the very end, all of this is just hearsay, honestly, at this point. I mean, until Bowser falls, it's anybody's game.
Oh, absolutely. We call World 8 the Great Equalizer for a reason. Of course, we'll get to that later once we reach that part of the game. Very close between DLP, Macobra, and Johnny Link, but DLP is going to have a few seconds lead on both Macobra and Johnny Link, who are pretty much tied for second place. So let's take a look and find out what we have from Princess Toadstool. It can be anything. Music box. Oh, Animus getting hitboxed there by Larry. And here's one of the 3 hand stages. This is the cheap version. And whatever prize comes out of this level will be the prize. Oh, and DLP losing an input and falling to his death. Tough break there. And Macobra is going to retake the lead. And what do we have behind the chest? A Tanuki suit. That's pretty good.
You know, a Tanuki suit is definitely not the worst thing that you can get there. And especially...
Speaking of the Tanuki suit, it could come very handy here in Fort Knox 7F1, because we have to have a tail to progress to the end. Now, Macobra was big, so has to take the P-switch route, pick up the Tanuki suit. There's always going to be a Tanuki suit behind this chest, but look at the play here by DLP. Taking the Tanuki suit that he just won, putting it on immediately, and is going to retake the lead on everyone.
Yeah, I was just getting ready to say the Tanuki suit is a nice one, and on the hand levels, whatever item that you get there will be the one that you get for any of the others. So Tanuki suit, definitely not the worst one there, especially for the chance of using it on 7F2 like we have seen so far. And because we've seen 7F2, that also sets us up for the possibility of, 7F1, we now have the possibility of 7F2 on the upper level. I hope it's required.
Well, it usually is. We'll find out as that builds the bridge to the tower. Looks like the tower is actually required this time around, Growlwolf. Yes, that is correct. Question in chat, are all 3 hand stages always the same item? The answer is yes, but that item can be anything. But whatever the item is, that will be the item for all 3 hand stages. So the next time we play this, you may see the hand stage item be a fire flower.
Or it could also be a music box. All the items are not created equal in the SMB3 universe. But with that, we do see a lot of finishes on the tower, as DLP just got us our first look. And it looks like there's not going to be a second fortress, but the 1 panel and the 9 panel will both be required.
That is correct. And DLP Good move there using the star because that was the underwater level with Fire Bros. And Animus going to be playing the coin ship stage, taking down both of the Boomerang brothers as we see DLP and Macobra. Ooh, it's a Jugum Cloud. Very nice.
I think the biggest question in my mind at this point on the group 2 is who gets what items. And I know that sounds very simplistic and very elementary, but the key here is if you play the end card game, the item that you see on the end card game is not the item that you get in the
Whoa! I'm sorry to stop you there, Growlwolf, but how in the world did Macobra escape from both the Koopa Shell and the Angry Sun? That was amazing.
No problem at all. That was incredible. And that just goes to show what kind of a runner Macobra is. In a game like this, he's done so many different things like that. It's mind-boggling, honestly.
Yeah, it's absolutely amazing. Next up, we have 3-8. That was a 2-3 that we just got past. And yeah, you were mentioning, yeah, item management is going to be very important. Yeah, playing that end card game, we've only seen the one item so far, the mushrooms equal the leaves, but you never know. We could see Hammer Brothers suits. We could see more Jugum Clouds that we may not see anywhere else, and that could be a key for all 4 of these runners.
Absolutely, and that really comes down to everything here. Do you get the clouds? Do you get the hammers? Do you get the hammer suit at the end? I've seen games come all the way down to a clip at the very end to get into Bowser's room and a Hammer Brothers suit to finish it off. So, you look at the game like this, and there's just so much left to play. And really, it comes down to the item maintenance. Do you get the items you need in the time that you need them? And know when to use them. I mean, sometimes we have clouds that we hold on to till the very end because we think, oh, what if, and then we wind up wasting our items that we had.
Macobra at the World 5 airship saw his inventory. It didn't see anything really significant. Saw a leaf, saw a star. Didn't see anything game-changing. As we take down Roy Koopa. Oh, by the way, Macobra 52 has the Tanuki suit ending for the world, so if you have the emote for command, let's see it in chat.
I was actually going to check myself. I'm not sure that I have it at the moment, but definitely a fan favorite. A wild Tanuki appears. Command.
Next up, we have World 6. So we have gotten 1, 5, and 6 off the board now. Macobra checking to see if this takes us anywhere. It doesn't really do much. That pipe is useless. And it's a mushroom behind the Hammer Bros scene there. And going to pick this fort. And French Vanilla, this is the Carpet Fort, 6F3. Right world, just not quite the right location.
It's interesting to see the differences in strategies at this point, but we've seen a whole bunch of different power-ups in a whole lot of different ways. And it definitely is interesting seeing how these players will go about this. Also, we have a little bit of divergence where no, I take that back. It looks like all 3 of the players have decided that they wanted to play 6F3s first, and it looks like Animus United is going to follow suit on that as well.
I do see 1 panel 10, so we are talking, it still could be 3 potential forts. We do have a star behind that Hammer Bros stage. Panel 10 has one of the beta stages. This is not found in the normal game. People like to call this the iceberg. I like to call this the 6-2 beta.
I'm curious to see what we wind up with, because I've heard before that if you've had one world with 3 fortresses, you cannot have another one. So based on this, I think I would actually take a risk and play as though there was only the 2 that I've seen so far.
You're right. We just saw a second panel 10 on DLP side, so you're absolutely correct, Growlwolf. There are only the 2 forts instead of 3 that you see in the vanilla game. And look at this, a P-Wing found by DLP. Here's another beta stage that Johnny Link has just completed. This is the 1-5 beta. Here's, I believe, this is 4-3 now that DLP and Macobra are in side by side, essentially.
We'd also like to welcome the group from Speed Gaming 3. There was 87 Raiders that came over. Welcome. We are in the middle of a SMB3 randomizer race.
Yeah, this is very close between all 4 of our feature runners. Unfortunately, Animus United just ran into that fiery Piranha Planet in the 1.5 beta, and he'll have to try it again small. And the problem with this stage, Growlwolf, is that there are absolutely no power-ups, no coin heaven, no nothing. Just a lot of enemies trying to stop you.
Absolutely. That's one of the things that people don't necessarily think about with the beta stages. I know for a fact I did not. And that's that we do add these lost levels that were in the game, and a lot of them were not finished, meaning that they don't have exactly what you've referred to as the power-ups. They don't have that coin heaven that we see in 1.5. We don't see a lot of the different things that the vanilla game has, and yet these lost levels don't, which makes them exponentially harder, because if you're going in small, you have to be very careful the second time around, especially if you've just taken a death there.
Now, this is funny. We had just seen the 1.5 beta earlier. Now we have the real 1.5 on DLP and Macobra's side. Earlier, we just saw another beta stage, and actually, Johnny Link's in there right now. This is the 7.3 beta.
DLP looking good through there. There's a pretty scary set with those spiny shells. It's obviously no one's favorite as far as trying to slide down and things like that. They will stop you and will deal you damage. But DLP doing a great job keeping just a little bit of a lead here on Macobra.
Now, interesting, Animus United has decided to go back and play the second fort because it's required, no hammers either, so we're going to have to play the World 2 fort, the Spike fort. Back to the card game for Johnny Link, who is looking to complete the board, but won't do it on that play, so he'll have to come back next time. DLP can't complete his board either.
I think that's a really good decision.
Ooh, picked up a hammer. Has DLP forgotten that we can use hammers to break locks? Maybe they have forgotten. This is Group 2 stage flags, am I right?
You are absolutely correct. We actually just saw Macobra utilize that hammer, and he's going to take an early exit out of 5-3 and go and play the 2-panel instead.
Oh, look at this. He's used the frog suit on this stage. Avoid an excellent choice. 3-5. He's going to fly through this stage provided he doesn't get hit. Well, commentator's curse.
We do have a little bit of commentator's curse, but at the same time, it is interesting to see that DLP did not utilize that hammer there. But I wonder if he's using it because this is still super early in the run, and there's no guarantee that he's going to get another one. I'm curious to see what happens here.
You do make a valid point there. I mean, he could save that hammer for, potentially World 3, World 2, and even World 8.
Or even World 7. I mean, with the ability to break locks with the hammer, I actually like DLP's decision here because the only thing he had to do was play one more level, and he already knew where the fortress was, add just a few of the screen transitions, and now he's basically right back where Macobra was just a minute ago. Now, if you fast forward a little bit and we find...
Ooh, did he get it? Did he get the animations? Okay, by the way, that was a good move, Macobra, using the P-Wing on that World 6 airship with Lemmy Koopa. He was a jumbo shrimp, maximum 5 hits. He did get the skip.
Yeah, definitely a fun one to see. It does save a few seconds, and in this game where DLP and Macobra have been so close the entire time, and now you have to throw Johnny Link into the mix as well. He's already on the airship.
Oh, but Johnny Link's in big trouble here because he still needs 3 more hits on... Oh, this is bad. This is really, really bad. There's 3 hits, but he cannot get hit by the circus balls, and he can't get hitboxed either. Oh! Yeah, I hate to see it, folks.
Yeah, you definitely hate to see it. Nerves are going crazy at that point. You're just trying to finish it off as quickly as possible, and unfortunately, that's just an unfortunate place to be for him. He'll come back with a Tanuki soon, and we'll hope that he gets through any this time.
All right, Macobra, this is World 4, and we do have 4F2, the Donut Fort. I wonder if 4F1's going to be paired up with this one. Ooh, Macobra, though, having some issues with Boom Boom, but does manage to take him down. That was a close call there. Johnny Link going to try for the fire kill if he can possibly get it. This is going to be tough, though. DLP, let's see how he fares.
Animus
No,
United
he get it.
attempting to use that green turtle shell to keep him safe as he goes down that slope. Unfortunately, it was not playing to his advantage, and with that, Makova's already on Wendy's castle.
Wow. Yeah, that is just unbelievable. Yeah, unbelievable. Let's see if Wendy bulked up. Side salad, Wendy. Come on. She did not come to play, Growlwolf.
And rightfully so. I mean, with a Jet World 3 like that, I don't even think he played a level.
He played 4F2, and that was it. 4F2, that was it.
That is crazy. That is absolutely crazy. That is one of the quickest World 3s you will ever see. And it looks
Look
like
at this. ELP saved that hammer, so he didn't have to play 4F2. So he's going to get through this even quicker than Macobra did.
I appreciate the fact that DLP is now closing the gap on Makobra and will only be probably a minute behind at this point. But you've got World 7 coming up, and now we know that it is the next level, or the next world. If you could get to that world, or the third island really quick, and then use the hammer there to get onto Ludwig von Koopa very fast, and not have to go through the pipe maze again, we're seeing at least 2 fortresses on World 7 with Makobra so far. I think it was a gutsy call that is...
Oh, no. Animus United, towards the end of 5-3, loses out, and he's going to play panel 2 instead. That's a tough break there for Animus United, so he'll end up playing 3-5 rather.
Yeah, what a terrible place to die. I mean, if you're going to play 5-3, you want to get through 5-3 first. And if you're not going to get through 5-3, you've wasted a whole lot of time. And that's just a really unfortunate place to be. You're between a rock and a hard place. And, you know, he's at 0 lives now, so he obviously was feeling the pressure from that. I wouldn't be surprised if there was an early exit next world just to kind of reset the lives and reset where you are in the race.
Here's Macobra at 3F2, the underwater fort. Animus does get past 3-5. Johnny Link is moving on to World 7 as well. Yeah, this is going to be crucial, and he's going to use the P-Wing. He's going to be glad he did because, again, we've got Lemmy Koopa being the Jumbo Shrimp tonight, a 5-hitter.
Not the big dog that you just don't want to see. He's not a bad one to take on, but with that World 6 airship, and it was mentioned in chat earlier, so I appreciated 0-11 for calling that out. With World 6
Oh, he got too close to the sun! One more hit is all he needs, and he got him. Wow. Lucky there for Animus. He'll move on to the next world.
That was very well played on his part. Nerves and mental and everything else can be going on at that time, and just being able to shut that out and finish out a boss fight is huge.
All right, next up, Macobra at 1-2 now, and DLP is back to the cards with just 6 sets of cards left to go. Now just, there it is. He has cleared the board. He has gotten all of the prizes. Looks like there was a fire flower and a leaf again. Not really spectacular prizes in the end card game tonight. Not like the last week where we had some major prizes on the end card game.
Absolutely. And we currently have Animus United trying to figure out where Wendy's at. Looks like he does not have a hammer, so he will have to go back and play 4F2 here.
Well, Gimp Extreme, if you're watching, I am sorry to say there will not be a World 6 fort in World 8. We just exhausted the last one as Macobra is at the Escalator Fort, 6F1. But in a little bit of trouble, DLP going to try his luck with the block clip. Gets it on the second try in 7-6. Very well done.
You love to see it. A huge skip on a level like that is big. And if that's going to be a required level, he's way ahead of that one.
Absolutely. And here's the fortress. This is the same escalator fort that Macobra just completed. Ooh, DLP having a little bit of trouble there with those Potobos. Not going to go with the speed strats. He wants to keep his power. Now he changed his mind. I think he was just waiting for the proper time so that he could still be big.
Yeah, that's a very good way to do it. And he did go after the clip at that point. with the mushroom, which I think is a great decision. Some runners will say it's a bad decision going with just a mushroom. You really want to have at least a star and a fire flower in order to go after that, just so that it's a bit of a quicker route for you. But I think to each their own. I think the clips make you feel really good, and it looks really good.
Certainly. Meanwhile, Macobra has found the way out. Just a piranha stage stands in his way to the fortress where Ludwig von Koopa awaits. Using a star, that'll be no problem for Macobra to complete the board and pick up a P-Wing. Well, that's almost vanilla, except the P-Wing's at the other one.
I think a P-Wing here will probably be a choice that Macobra wants to make, strictly because of the potential to wand skip at the end. So if you can get the wand grab, then you skip a whole cutscene where Mario actually falls slowly. And every little bit helps in a game like this, especially when you're only up by one level. Obviously, he doesn't know that, but DLP is right on his tail. As
Oh, absolutely.
DLP has started.
Yeah, here's the World 1 airship, and Ludwig von Koopa is as vanilla as it gets. He's got the Earthquake, he's a 3-hitter.
Johnny Link is right on their tails as well. He is going to be entering the airship in the exact same fashion as DLP did to Macobra. So all three of our runners in a very tight race right now. Animus United doing his best to catch up as well. He's just gotten to World 7. We'll see what he can do here as well.
Ooh, and we have the infamous red fort here in World 2. So there's at least 2 forts. Uh-oh. 5-9 and Macobra with a Jugum Cloud in his pocket saying no way to that. But of course there's a pipe as well. He does have a Jugum, so he will use that. Now, what is he going to use here? He's going to use the Fire Suit, and it's the World 1 fort. So we know this is not a required fort to complete, because there's 2 ways, as you know, to complete the World 1 fort. Either using a tail to pick up the bonus item, which he will not be able to do, or take the natural route, which was intended by the developers, which is what Macobra's doing right now. And DLP also skipping the 5-9 auto-scroller. Johnny Link sees the 5-9 auto-scroller, but he's going to play it. He may not have a Jugum Cloud, Growlwolf.
Yeah, the inventory management on Group 2 is pure insanity. When you start looking at the different items that come in, and you get so many of the different...
That is interesting. So Macobra missed out on an anchor, which DLP got, which could be anything just about. It cannot be a hammer, and it obviously cannot be a warp whistle either.
Absolutely. We have turned off warp whistles for sure, but it looks like, just with all the item management and everything at this point, this is super tight.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, DLP is about 5 seconds behind Macobra as they both just completed 1-4, and Johnny Link just completed one of the World 5 levels. I didn't see exactly which one it was. Oh, yeah, that's right. It was 5-9. 5-9.
Yeah, and an unfortunate place to be. It's not a terrible level, but it is an auto-scroller, so you are bound by the game to get through it in its time. And it looks like Macobra's going back for the end card, which, you know, not a terrible decision. That extra bit of items could help. And it looks like he does use the hammer here, which I find a little interesting. He'll be able to skip 2 levels.
Yes. DLP just picked up a hammer and the same star that Macobra just picked up on that Hammer Brothers stage. And now we have the Muncher run, 7-7. Macobra, we'll see if he's able to pull off the 2 cycle. Same with DLP.
I'm willing to bet that they both do. They are both very seasoned veteran runners, very good at everything here. So I wouldn't be surprised to see if they both go after it.
Oh, baby. The Macobra got it. No problem at all. Let's see if DLP gets the same thing. No bonks. Yeah, he's got it too. Well done by DLP to keep pace.
This is tight. This is so tight. DLP has been on Macobra's tail so many times. I feel like this is a vengeance match, and it's going to come down to Bowser, folks. You do not want to miss this.
Oh, no, absolutely. Here's the World 3 airship. We will take on the saltiest Koopa in town, Morton Koopa. We'll see if he brought it tonight or if Bowser cut him on the sodium. Let's see. 1 hit. There's 2. There's 3. He was more than 3, but Macobra got the fire kill on him.
I really like that kind of hybrid strategy that we saw Makobra do in DLP.
Oh, DLP, a break there. He lost his fire suit, but not before he got the last shot off to get the fire kill on Morton. So he was definitely salty tonight.
Yeah, what a great way to run that. You're both jumping and shooting him with fireballs, and you just pray one of them takes him down super quick. Obviously, if it's a 1 or a 2 hit Koopaline, you don't want to waste the time doing a fire kill. But conversely, if it's a 4 or 5, you don't want to waste that time just jumping all the time. I love the hybrid here.
Well, we've had two of the nastiest levels here in World 2 as we got a Fire Flower from the Princess. Speaking of nasty levels, 7F2 here in World 2 as well, where Johnny Link is as well. The other nasty level that we just saw is another level where the auto-scroller is not turned off. It's the beta stage we affectionately call Atlantis. Not a fun one.
Definitely not a fun one to play. It's an auto scroller and it's mostly underwater. So you're not only just
Oh, I see what, you see what Makobra was trying to do? He was trying to do the door 3 strats, but unfortunately failed. If you get a frame perfect going into door 3, you can actually go right into the boom boom fight and save yourself some time. Unfortunately, Makobra just missed.
I love the chance though. I absolutely love the try here. You don't know where you are. You don't know who's used what items at what point. So you kind of have to play a little bit more of an aggressive try here.
Well, and that builds the bridge, so that's very good. Next up, we have got 4-2. Oh, with fire chompers, no fun there. Growlwolf, we'll see how Johnny Link manages to do the Muncher run here. 7-7. Looks like he may be going for the 2 cycle as well. Animus United is now on the airship here in World 5. Again, it's a 3-hitter. Johnny Link. Nope, can't get the 2 cycle. A little bit too slow there, but no problem at all. He gets through 7-7. Ooh, a test here from Makobra as being big. This is 5-9, and this could be a game changer right here, Growlwolf. He's trying to do the wall jump to skip at a very nasty level here.
Yeah, we talk about it being a big as being a problem, and in this case it absolutely is. He's going for a sub-pixel value that's currently in that wall, and it's a to hit as a smaller Mario.
DLP decides not to go for it. And this, yeah, he's taking the intentional. He's going to take his chances with the other panel, hope for a better stage. Panel 3. No, he's going for P-Wing strats. I like this move too. That works just as fine, Growlwolf.
Absolutely. What a heads-up play. I mean, he's going to be just seconds behind Makobra yet again, as they're both going to be out of this level and now into the...
Nice usage of the music box there by Makobra, and a good use of the P-Wing, because this is the longest airship of the game, the World 7 airship, not to mention that we've got the Koopa with the wonky hitbox in Iggy Koopa.
This is crazy. This is getting so crazy. We saw DLP use a P-Wing on the last level. We see Makobra use one here. Obviously, Makobra's going to be going for the off-screen wrong grab. It's also possible for DLP to, but it's going to be a lot harder. He's going to need to be able to build up his P-speed, which he
Iggy got him. Whoa, look at that bounce, though. Very nice. Makobra does take him down, but look at how close it is between the two. We're talking literally 2-3 seconds. This is going to set up for potentially a photo finish. People in chat, predict how many bridges it is going to take to build the path to Bowser's Castle here in World 8, the Great Equalizer.
I'm going to go with 1. I feel like this is going to be a knockout, drag-out fight to the finish, and I think 1 bridge is all we need here.
You know what? We're due for a 0 bridger. I'm going to go for 0.
I'll be honest, I was very tempted to say 0 as well, just because watching this for so far has been a pretty mild to medium run so far. Our runners are in World 8 at 32 minutes, which is a little bit on the longer side for Group 2. Gosh, I'm just not ready for this to end. It's going to be so close.
I know. DLP and Makobra neck and neck here as they are completing 5F1. Makobra going to keep his roughly 3-second lead, and Animus United wants no part of 7F2.
Yeah, 7F2 makes fools of us all. He's going to hopefully skip that, go around, and find the airship a different way.
Well, turns out 4F2 was not paired up with 4F1 tonight, as 4F1's right here in World 8. Both are taking top route. But Macobra going to get there first because DLP is small. Oh!
That is going to be a hugely costly mistake, unfortunately. That is one that he will regret for a long time, I'm sure.
Yep, tough break there. Macobra checking this pipe. We'll see where it takes him to. Takes him to the telescope area, as some people like to call it, because it's a very limited vision that you can see. And Macobra's going to check the other pipe to see if maybe this takes him to Bowser's Castle. It does not. It's another part of that map, and here's a fort. By the way, there's one lock there, so we know it cannot be 4 bridges. It still could be 3. We do have the Super Tank stage now on the board. Animus is actually playing 7F2, but now he's down to Small Mario. He's got to nail this. Let's see what happens. There's 1, 2, got him. Good job by Animus to go get 7F2 off the board. Meanwhile, Johnny Link is going to try his luck against Iggy Coop. I believe he was a 3-hitter. And he was. Down he goes, so he'll be moving on to World 8.
It's interesting seeing the two players currently react to their surroundings, where Macobra went to the right pipe and then went back to the left. DLP went left and went right and is now going back left. So we've seen just a little bit of divergence, but at this point, with this being the great equalizer, we still don't have all the answers.
No, absolutely not. And Macobra looks like he is forced to play this panel stage, which is 6-7.
I think at this point in the race, if I were one of these two runners, DLP or Macobra, and obviously they know more than I do, they're the ones playing, I'm not. But I think the biggest question we have to ask and answer is, where's Bowser? And until you know Bowser and how many bridges they are, I would be with ports.
And DLP getting grabbed by a hand stage, which ends up being 5-6. No bridges at all! So the only person who was right was yours truly.
Absolutely, and what a crazy place to be. I mean, it just, like, literally just said, it comes down to finding Bowser and getting to him as quickly as possible. And with this World 8, it's going to be done in 3.5, 4 minutes at this point with the run that Macobra is currently putting together for us.
With no Hammer Bros suits in the seed, Macobra does have the fire suit and gets the clip on the second try. He's going to need to have 35 fireballs land to take down Bowser and be our winner of our 4 featured runners. So, ladies and gentlemen, here's Bowser!
What an incredible run. And unfortunately, DLP just got mixed up with some of the World 8 stuff, but what an incredible race between these runners. I mean, all 4 of them for sure.
Absolutely. Get your GGs out for Macobra. Does get the fire kill on Bowser and will be the first of our 4 featured runners to be victorious. And we'll see how he fares against everybody else who's in this race who was not amongst our 4 featured runners. So, do we have an official time for Macobra?
We do. The first place finisher on stream and in the overall is Macobra with a time of 36:19.
Excellent job. So the 2019 Randomizer champion showing off his skills, shaking off some early jitters that he had in 5F2, and he is your winner tonight.
And for a question in chat, I think it was asked earlier, and I do apologize we did not answer it. We have 8 runners currently in this race. We had a little bit of an emergency early in the run. We had one of our runners forfeit, unfortunately, very early. It was like after the first world, he had already had to surrender out of this. But we do have 6 more that are currently racing, so 3 more on top of what's not being shown. And yes, there have been plenty of races won by someone not on stream. We try to give you the best race that we can. Sometimes a race just works a little bit better for somebody not on stream. And, we still try to give you the best that we can. And
oh, look at DLP going for the midway clip there. So he's going to be on his way to the Bowser fight with his fire suit intact. And doing these clips are important because taking the top or bottom route, those fireballs are randomized. The laser beams from the statues, the locations are randomized. And it's too easy to lose your power-ups in those doors.
DLP actually was the one that came up with that clip. He was showing it off in Discord at one point. He had done it and then clipped it so that we could all see it. And it's a very fun and exciting clip to see. It's not one I would have ever even thought about because you have to use the item box there as well as like the little bit of a gap that Mario will tend to go over if he has the P speed. And it's just very well played. And for him to find that, kudos to him. He loves to show it off. We love to see it. Very well done. And with that, we have been joined in the commentators booth by our champion, Macobra. GG.
Hey, GG's.
Tell you what, Macobra, other than the calamities that you had on 5F, you ran a pretty darn solid race. Good item management, good instincts, very well played. Good for you. Congratulations. You played very well tonight.
Thank you. Yeah, basically I was going for one of those swag pipe clips in 5F2, and I sort of misjumped there, and I never seen that happen before, to be honest. I was like, okay, what do I do now? My soft locked, so I jumped up and ended up dying, so that was good. I was able to restart the level there.
Meanwhile, DLP was the second of our 4 feature runners to get the job done. We'll get a time for him in just a moment. Johnny Link is trying to be our third of our 4. Look at the mac and cheese. Johnny Link getting the clip on the first try.
Very well done for him. Our time for DLP was second overall, as well as second on stream, with the time of 38:12.
All right, let's see if Johnny Link can get this fire kill on Bowser. Again, 35 fireballs needed. No! Got a little bit too close to the sun there, so he's now going to have to beat Bowser the traditional way. Meanwhile, Animus United has just completed the penultimate world, so he'll be moving on to World 8 himself. With that, we do have our second place finisher, DLP 316 here in the commentators booth with us. GG, a well-played race tonight. I'll tell you what, you and Macobra were neck and neck going into World 8, but then, unfortunately, you took that death in 4F1. That pretty much enabled Macobra to pull away at the end there.
Sorry, I wasn't connected. I didn't get the first part of what you said.
What I had said was you and DLP, you and Macobra rather, you two were neck and neck going into World 8. I mean, we're talking less than 5 seconds. Unfortunately, a costly death in 4F1 enabled Macobra to pull away at the end there, but still, you ran a very solid race tonight. Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, it was just a long seed by nature. There was one hammer in the end cards, and then I lucked out and got one in 2, but I thought it was close, and then when I did take the death in 4F1, I was like, well, that probably finished it, so I'm destined to finish second to Macobra in the weeklies.
Well, I tell you what, it was, again, you two were very close virtually the entire way. Again, until that death happened in 4F1. Speaking of death in 4F1, unfortunately, Animus United took one of his own, and sounds like we had a very close finish between Johnny Link and Stewie Cartman, a 4-second difference. How did that turn out, Growlwolf?
Crazy. Absolutely crazy. We had Stewie Cartman finish with 3rd place. He was off stream with a time of 40:24, excuse me. And then Johnny Link finished in 4th place with a time of 40:28. Crazy. I mean, that is almost as close as we're going to get.
Speaking of Johnny Link, we do have Johnny Link here in the commentators booth with us. GG, a very solid run by you tonight. Just missed the podium, but you ran a very, very good race. Congratulations.
Thank you. Good game to everyone. That was a good one. It was pretty tough, a little bit long, but it wasn't terrible.
Other than World 3, where it was pretty much free, especially if you had a hammer, because all you had to do was beat the Donut Fort 4F2. Pretty straightforward fort. A one-hit Wendy. You always love to see that, unless you're in the commentators booth, where I'm always looking for the baconated variety of Wendy, where she's got the earthquake and the 5 hits. But tonight, wasn't prepared, but you guys can't complain about that.
I had to remember how to play with the end cards because I've been playing without them for so long. It was like
I know
I couldn't get the first one finished, and then the second one was just in my way, and I was like, well, I know 1-ups are hammers, so I'll see if I can get one. But other than that, like there wasn't really much help there.
Yeah, the only one that I had seen, because again, it's kind of hard for us to see sometimes because we have very little time to react. We did see that the mushrooms were leaves, so yeah, the one-ups being hammers. Yeah, that was a very important item. No Hammer Bros suits tonight. Those were AWOL.
Yep, I'm looking forward to watching. Gonna take off. Thanks, Laz and Growel for the commentary. Speed Gaming for hosting us, and it's everybody else. It's fun as always. GG to Macobra for another win, and guys, having a good New Year.
Oh,
Great job,
man.
DLT.
Animus United making a mistake there. He equipped the star, but he accidentally went back into the pipe instead of Bowser's castle, so unfortunately he wasted a star there, but luckily he had another one in his inventory, so he'll still be able to get that head start, and he's going to go for the clip. Let's see if he can get it. Nope, so he's just going to take the lift down, and watch out for those disco waffles, the roto discs. Going for the everyman's clip because everyone should know how to do it, and no problem there for Animus United. Now, what route is he going to take? Oh, he's trying for the midway clip too, just like DLP did, the DLP clip. Let's see if he can get it. No, not there. Oh, close, but he fell off. Animus still trying to get that cliff. He wants no part of those doors. There it is! Alright, here we go for the final time. Here's Bowser. Let's see if he can get the fire kill. 35 hits. Don't get too close. Got it. Good job. Get your GGs out for Animus United.
While we still have Johnny Link and Macobra in the chat, what do you guys think of a group 2? It's kind of a one that we see occasionally. Personally, for me, it's one of my favorites getting started with. What do you guys think about it?
I'm a
it's-
fan
it's-
of Group 2. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, Group 2 is, you get all the randomizer settings in there. It's Hammer's Break Locks, which is always fun, and you get your in cards for extra chances at items, which is nice. Yeah, I like it. It's one of our defaults for a reason.
Yeah, it's kind of where I started off, and it's kind of my normal go-to settings. I'm a fan of them.
Now, you kind of mentioned the item inventory. What kind of goes through your head when you're doing that? We were trying to figure out some rhyme or some reason. Play some of the Hammer Brothers, don't play some of the Hammer Brothers. Kind of walk us through that.
For me, it's early game versus late game, and how far out of the way I'd have to go to try for Hammer Brother items, especially Hammer's Break Locks too. That also factors in. I just sort of play it by the seat, I guess. If it's not too far away and it's early, definitely go for it. It could be Hammer or Cloud that'll come in handy later.
I don't really have a strategy. I just kind of, if I'm feeling lucky, I'll go for one. If not, then I'll skip it. I don't really know.
We are also joined in chat by Animus United. Well played.
Good
Oh,
game.
hey everyone. Thanks. GG's to all.
GG.
I was definitely haven't played with the end cards in a while, and I was definitely scrambling to get everything because last time I did one of these end card things, I didn't go for any of the end card items, and that screwed me up later. But this time, I definitely took too long to try to get the end card items.
Yeah, the end card items, other than the one-up being a hammer, prizes weren't all that glamorous this time around. Again, we were completely devoid of Hammer Brothers suits the entire race. I mean, we saw a couple of Jugum clouds, but we just, because, the previous week when we had the end card game during the weekly, there was a bunch of clouds, there were Hammer Brothers suits, there was a lot of good stuff. But this week, not really the case.
Yeah, no, not really at all. I tried to use the clouds when I could. I tried to do them blind. I like to use clouds blind because, I like to save a few seconds of not figuring out what level is what and take my chances later. If it's a 7-5 or Atlantis, I have to play later. But I like to go for that as far as my cloud strats. So that's kind of why I played my clouds the way I did. I think I only had 2. So.
I'm just glad I had 159.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, I think that's just about going to do it for us here in the commentating booth. Any final thoughts from the runners?
This was fun as always. Always great to speak to you, Growlwolf and Cards fan. Thanks so much for all you do in commentating, and GG's to you, Johnny Link and Macobra. That was a well played race y'all two had.
Yeah, good
as well
game,
as everyone else who.
Thank you. It was a great time.
Yeah, GG's. Bit longer than most seeds, but I had fun with it, so I like.
All right, gentlemen, thank you very much for competing in this week's Super Mario Bros. 3 Randomizer Weekly, and we hope to see you again in another future contest.
Yes, sir. Thank you. See you later.
Have a good night, everyone.
As always.
All right, and with that is going to draw our coverage of the randomizer to a close here on Speed Gaming. I do want to point out that currently in progress on Speed Gaming 2, we have the Super Mario Sandbox 80% 2021 race going on. So I suppose we'll be heading over there at the end of tonight's proceedings. So, on behalf of our 4 featured runners tonight, DLP 316, Macobra 52, Johnny Link, and Animus United, please make sure you give all 4 of those runners a follow. For my commentator partner, Growlwolf, make sure you give him a follow as well. I'm LOZ Cards Fan 23. Have a great rest of your evening. Have a happy 2021, and we will see you again next Saturday for another exciting Super Mario 3 Randomizer Weekly. So long, everybody.